Good morning everyone and welcome to RIIE-WU University. My name is Viranut Nisaphathon, graduated as a medical doctor from Lady Hardinge Medical College, University of Delhi, India, and master in clinical tropical medicine from Mahidol University, Thailand. I'm currently working as an associate professor at the School of Allied Health Sciences, RIIE-WU University. It's a proud moment that I was recently listed as one of the world's top 2% scientists in tropical medicine, released by Stanford University and its alliance. For my research activity, I have been actively involved in research area of interest in the past 2 decades. In the early 2000s, my main research focused on tropical parasitic diseases, especially Toxoplasma gondii, a zoonotic protozoan parasite causing a disease called toxoplasmosis, related to clinical epidemiological aspects and diagnostic challenges in different groups of human population. During the late 2000s, my research interest shifted to water-based research, particularly in the molecular epidemiology of waterborne parasites, like Cryptosporidium and Giardia, which cause gastrointestinal problems in humans and can be found in many untreated water sources. And my current research work is on another waterborne parasite in free-living amoebae, with a special focus on Acanthamoeba triangularis, using in vitro culture, high-throughput microscopy, molecular, omic, nanotechnology, autophagy, and molecular docking and dynamic simulation technique. In addition, I'm a coordinator of International Research Network, Southeast Asia Water Team, and World Union for Herbal Drug Discovery, with solid partners in different parts in Asia and far away. I have published over 100 scientific articles and book chapters, as well as a member of the editorial board of reputable journals. I also actively involved in review of over 50 international journals. I have also been invited as a guest and associate editor, adjunct faculty, and visiting professor. It's clearly that there is a published or peerage culture of academic research, and it's quite common to see that in order to publish an article in a reputable journal, you need to have a good publication record. Even if your work is worthy, it's only be considered if the author is recognized. At the beginning of young researcher, you usually struggle to get published in a good journal, even though the good quality of your work, but somehow it may lack the finesse and attention to details. It's frequently seen at the first time for everyone who may face some rejection in the beginning. If you make the changes suggested by the reviewer and keep improving your manuscript every time, you can expect to get published in a good journal finally. One way to get a head start to publish 1 or 2 papers with your advisor who has substantial number of publications to his credit and is likely to be a household name in his field, it therefore will be easier to publish in a reputable journal. If that is not the case, hard work and perseverance will help you achieve your deserved goal. By focusing on the quality or novelty of the work, exploring gaps in the existing literature, and try to find a unique or catchy research question that's relevant to the world today. Paying more attention to detail of a significant result that are appropriately supported by substantial evidence. Language of the manuscript. When you decide to submit your readiness manuscript to a good impact and peer-reviewed journal related to your field or multidisciplinary, which significantly help your career milestone, such as grant application and promotion. As we know, people all around the world have succumbed to COVID-19 pandemic in the past 2 years. In this post-COVID-19, drug discovery is one of the main focus of research worldwide, and it is no exception. Even in my area of research, using chemical property of the medicinal plants in combating emerging diseases like COVID-19 and parasitic diseases such as acanthamoebiasis caused by Acanthamoeba triangularis, particularly involving plants in Asia and Thailand. Research plays a significant role in higher education and leads major advances that enhance, inspire, reflections, ideas, and plans that further explore challenges and opportunity for more international collaboration, including university, private sectors, civil society, and global international network. This opens up to another landscape in terms of research, development, innovation, and manufacturing to bridge the gap between academic research and industrial setting, and that the so-called research beyond frontier become materializes. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Manat Chaijan. I am an associate professor and a research director of the Department of Food Science and Innovation, School of Agricultural Technology and Food Industry, Wallalark University. I am also a director of Food Technology and Innovation Research Center of Excellence, Wallalark University. I obtained my bachelor degree in Food Technology from Wallalark University and PhD in Food Technology under the Royal Golden Jubilee PhD program from Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand. During my PhD, I spent 6 months as a visiting scholar at the Mid-Science Section, Department of Animal Science, University of Connecticut, USA. In my PhD thesis, I worked on interaction between myoglobin and myoflora proteins in dark flesh fish used for ceramic production, and I published 9 papers in Q1. I began working as a lecturer at Wallalark University after graduation. I was promoted to assistant professor 2 years later and associate professor 4 years after. It is currently being processed for the official announcement of my professorship. My area of expertise is food science and technology with a focus on the chemistry and biochemistry of seafood, meat science and technology, and functional food ingredients. My current research focuses on improving the quality of seafood, particularly surimi and other fishery products, as well as the use of meat byproducts and local bulk materials to produce functional food ingredients. Basic research or discovery research, in my opinion, is so important. It is not viable for long-term application without the fundamental knowledge. So our team's research normally begins with fundamental research and continues with applied research or linkage research. For example, if I wish to improve the gel strength of surimi from dark flesh fish, such as mackerel and sardine, I must first learn about their muscle composition and the gelling characteristics. We can design a strategy to improve the gel once we have this knowledge. I have received various grants from national granting agencies such as Thailand Research Funds and National Research Council of Thailand, as well as some co-funding from Wallalark University and the food industry. For the international grant, I spent a year as a visiting researcher at Chalmers University of Technology, Sweden, to conduct a research on seafood chemistry. I would like to say that the research experience and publication are very important while applying for a grant or research position. To be honest, I enjoy doing research and publishing the finding in order to engage with the food science community and other disciplines. I currently have 88 papers in the Scopus database with an H index of 22 and over 1,650 citations. As a result, I was recognized as one of the top 2% scientists in the world in the field of food science this year by Stanford University. Because the number of publications, H index, co-authorship, and citation all have a role in the ranking, I believe that collaboration is always essential to research. As a senior academic staff, I supervise both master's and PhD students. Since 2008, I've been a major advisor and co-advisor to over 20 students. I currently supervise 7 PhD students, 4 are national and 3 are international. I believe that graduate students are important to fulfill and strengthen the university research environment. Graduate students can also serve as an important link to international collaboration. For example, some scholarships such as the RGJ or RRI scholarship allow my students to conduct part of their research abroad. Professors from Sweden, Denmark, and the United States, for example, are co-advisors of my PhD students. And I also have a research agreement with professors from Ningbo University, China, to collaborate with the research and publications. I regularly attend the conference on food science and related area to improve my specific academic skills. I used to be a keynote speaker in international conferences, for example in Indonesia and in Thailand. I am also serving as an associate editor for Songkla Nakarin Journal of Science and Technology, a section editor for Trends in Science, and ad hoc reviewer for several international journals. I would like to highlight some of my research, for example, pH chip processing as a cold bell refinery approach for recovering protein from animal-derived raw materials. The pH chip procedure is an effective method to produce protein isolate from protein raw materials. It typically begins with the protein extraction at the appropriate acid or alkaline pH, followed by isoelectric or PI precipitation. We developed the pH chip technology to efficiently recover functional and nutritious protein isolates from food proteins, including fish and their byproducts, poultry, egg byproducts, insects, and to eliminate toxic compounds and off-odor substrates contaminated in fish. It is an effective method to separate lipids, pigments, and other impurities from protein raw materials, and generally allow the proteins to retain their functional properties such as dilation, emulsifying, and foaming, which can be used to many food formulations. So this method can be used to produce healthy and functional protein isolate. It is well correlation with the SDGs for end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. For more detail, you can find in my published articles. Finally, I'd like to express my gratitude to my colleagues, students, granting agencies, and RIIE-WU University for their support of my research. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Associate Professor Dr. Natawit Watanasakul. I am one of the members in the School of Engineering and Technology in the program of Mechanical and Robotic Engineering. And I am very happy when I knew that my name had been in the list of the top 2% scientists of the world. So I got the ranking in the field of the material. And it means that I feel that it's very good that I can consider that this ranking is one kind of my success for my career, for my working hard, for my pushing a lot of the efforts. And all of the time of doing the research, I took around 15 years to get a success like this. I started to do the research in 2007 until now. The topic that I'm looking for in the time of starting is the laminated composite material. That people know that the laminated composite material is the lightweight structure, very good in the strength ratio, and then they will be used in many of engineering applications, such as racing car, ship, ocean engineering, aircraft, aerospace engineering. And then in around 2010, the topic of laminated composite is quite old. and it's time to move to more advanced topic, and I decide to go to functionally graded material. This is very good material in high temperature environments because FGM, functional graded material we call FGM. FGM is the mixing between the ceramic and metal. And people know that the ceramic is very good in the material for high temperature environment because they have a less damage from temperature loading. When they mix together with the high toughness of the metal, we will have a good and perfect material. But in fact, in the real thing, in the manufacturing, when we make FGM, we got a lot of problem of the porosity inside the FGM or defect, and we cannot get rid of all of the defect like this. I am the first person who predict the defect in the FGM. I create the mathematical model to predict the behavior of FGM carrying the porosity, and then the topic is very popular, and I have a lot of citation of the paper of the porosity in FGM. Then next, in around 2015, the new topic that I looking for is the laminate. Is the new composite material which is mixing between the nanoparticle, and we include the carbonyl or graphene into the composite. Then we found that the strength of the composite, the new composite, it improved a lot. We have a very high toughness. We have a good property of electrical. We have a good property of chemical when we make the composite with the nanoparticle. And this is now we try to enhance the performance of the research to achieve many complex modeling to predict the new behavior of the new composite material like nano composite material. And now we extend to the nonlinear analysis. We do a lot of bending analysis, bucking analysis, vibration analysis of the new structure. This is my story of material that I have done, and this is my expertise in the material field. And so I would like to say to the new researcher that when you have very good paper and you need to submit to the journal, try to find the long story journal that's like the journal that have a long story that they can have a first issue in the 1980, 1990 or something. Long story journal have very good editor, and they very strict, and they try to check the originality and novelty, innovative, and the scope should match well with the theme of your paper. Otherwise, you will get rejection. And then another thing that very important to do before you go to publish is to write very good letter to editor, because sometimes you just copy and paste the abstract to the editor, and the editor read maybe look a little bit boring. You try to attract the attention from the editor, like maybe sometimes a little bit informal, and then you may say that your paper contains a lot of new things, the new model, and you have a first attachment for the model. You tell everything in the letter to editor, and maybe you can conclude that if you get a publication, the paper will have a great attention from the researcher around the world. Maybe sometimes the editor want to reject your paper, maybe they rethinking again. Yeah, this is something like that. Some people forget. They think the letter of editor maybe not important, but I think the letter to editor is very important. So to talk about after COVID-19, that people suffer from COVID-19 a lot recently, and everyone have a lot of effect from COVID-19. They cannot go to the lab, they cannot go to the research center, they cannot go to talk with the experts because of COVID-19. And after COVID-19, the topic is, for me, materials engineering maybe not much have a good effect from the COVID-19, because we still do sometimes modeling analysis. Sometimes we go to some experiment by myself. I have no contact much with the people. But the topic that will be popular in after COVID-19 is like medicine, robotic, automation, because people cannot go to gathering together. They use the robots, additive manufacturing to work for a human, and I think the kind of topic will be good in the next future after COVID-19. And then I hope that the young researchers should have a good future of the research. I hope that everyone can do, and if you reading a lot and you putting a lot of effort, you can get achievement like me. So I would like to say that the good reader is the good writer. A young researcher should read a lot as much as you can. And thank you very much for your attention.